We Bavgate, and we represent UK worldwide, got the drill stepping.
This clip is brought to you by BavgateOnline.com. Peace guys, so it's 2023 and the No Limit Soldiers have made a return in an anxiously anticipated song produced by Mike Tone featuring Silkk the Shocker, Fiend, Mia X, Mr. Serv-On, Young Bleed, and Bavgate from Steady Mobbin'. So is this track any good off top? Listening to it, I've checked it out, played it a few times. I'd encourage you guys to check it out. It's entitled Soldiers. It's kicked off by Silkk the Shocker, who sets things off with his typical kind of rowdy flow. Not too fast as you might be accustomed to from the past. You do know over the years Slim, also known as Silkk the Shocker, has adopted his flow and his style, just slowing things down sometimes doing the punchlines. He still gets a bit aggy, as we would call it out here, with just putting emphasis on certain words. So he put a decent verse down. I mean, the production does have an old No Limit sort of style, not as thick as a Beats by the Pound beat. It sounds kind of lighter, but it does have a lot of the signature hallmark. So if you're a fan of that No Limit Soldier sound, you definitely appreciate this one, especially from a nostalgic standpoint. It also features Mr. Serv-On, who once again, like Silkk, comes with a bit of a different flow, not the typical Serv-On flow. Serv-On's one of those guys over the years, his shows he's got a few different flows. He got the fast flow, he got the flow when he spells things out, and he got the flow where he kind of emphasizes and detail things. So, he kicked some rhymes on this about new rappers, and if you know Serv, he got always usually got a lot to say. So he said a few things on this verse. We also have Fiend, who is definitely a standout, does his thing. I thought he sounded a bit different. I don't know if the track was recorded all together or if they did it at different places and turned in their vocals, because some of the levels sound a bit, there's some disparity in the levels and stuff. But if you know Fiend gonna do his thing. My favorite verse on there was actually from Mia X. I thought Mia X was the actual standout, because to be honest, all the other guys, they sound different, and not that you want to hear them sound exactly the same as they did back in the day, but there's something that sounds a bit off. It doesn't sound like, for better or worse, some people might think it's better. Like in the case of Silkk, they might say it's better because they can actually hear his punctuation and articulation a lot more, but there's something missing, you want to hear something and think somebody has the ability to do something at the same level as back in the day and give you that same kind of emotional response. I think Mia X definitely won for that, because it's like there's no flaws in her stuff. Just her unique style that she always had, the way she vocalizes certain things and sort of kind of sings her rhymes as well at the same time. So Mia definitely standout verse on it. Young Bleed, I should say, pardon me. He do a good job as well. The laid back Young Bleed flow. He got some rhymes that he's spitting on there. And it's also featured Bavgate. Now Bavgate, shouts out to Bavgate. He did his thing, but it took me a bit of time to get used to this new voice of Bavgate. I'm still accustomed to the old rowdy screaming Bavgate like he was on No Limit Steady Mobbin' times. I know Fizz Nation, he kind of slowed it down a bit and brought a new sound into the mix, but this is probably the most different I heard Bavgate, but nonetheless, we got some of the original No Limit Tank members. We know some of these guys have been touring together and stuff as well. Hopefully this might lead to some kind of reunion album or something that the fans would want to see. What do you guys think of the lineup? Have you heard the song? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who else would you like to see collaborate from former Tank Soldiers? So the track's called Soldiers. Mike Tone featuring Silkk the Shocker, Mr. Serv-On, Fiend, Young Bleed, Mia X, and Bavgate, and it's said to be featured on the album Legends, which is coming soon, 2023. So you boy fans in Neutron, let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments too. Peace.
And we representing UK worldwide, got the drill stepping, cause we Bavgate, and we representing UK worldwide, got the trill stepping. We be representing, about that online. That's the hottest spot, the real ones you gon' find.